And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get us started because we do have 11 entrepreneurs who will be presenting today. And I'm so excited and proud of each and every one of them. Thank you so much for joining us for our 32nd Denver boot camp, retrospective number 1. So we're going to be looking at marketing and operations. I have a couple of announcements to go through. We'll do some rules. So if you're a mentor, you should be very familiar with this process. If you've done this before, we're going to talk about our rules. Entrepreneur presentations will happen. Before those start, I'll kind of go over a list of who's speaking when. And then our feedback forum. So after we do our presentation, we will have time for our mentors to also mix and mingle and network and give feedback to some of the entrepreneurs. It's going to be very random as to who you'll speak with afterwards, and just kind of encouraging, sharing ideas, sharing resources, information, having conversations. Whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. But it's a really cool chance to just connect with some folks, especially since we're virtual, right? And we don't get to actually meet in person right now. Really quick, wanted to say, look at this staff. Isn't this amazing? For those of you who have been mentors before, you may realize that our staff has like tripled in the last year because there's been so much growth. We now have a, so in addition to the Denver cohort and the Aurora cohort, we now have a cohort in Westwood that is Spanish speaking, which is really cool. So if you know any Spanish speaking entrepreneurs, there is a resource available for them to get support. We also have a rural women's program that is in partnership with some folks out in the San Luis Valley, Alamosa area. So that's really exciting. Thank you to Sherry and Pablo and everybody on the team that's been working on that. So lots of growth and expansion. And then we also have our Thrive Accelerator that a lot of folks like Emily and our newest trainer, who I don't think she's on the line tonight, but for those of you who know, after you are done with boot camp, support doesn't go away. There is still tons of support for you as an entrepreneur. So the Thrive Accelerator is another one of those forms of support that we're now offering that's new. So with that being said, this is our amazing team, and just wanted to give them all a shout out and say, hey, because y'all rock, and I couldn't do my job without all of you. And then wanted to introduce you to our newer capital coordinator, John. John is amazing. He and Ryan work really closely together to talk about, you know, how to get access to capital with our MMFI. They also do a lot of now support with looking at credit, like the basics of where is your credit score at? Here's some, maybe some tools or either some community resources to help you look at if you want to raise your credit score, start building business credit. So if you have any questions in that area about lending or credit or anything like that, John and Ryan are really great to work with and very informative with that type of information. And then don't forget to like and follow us. Please, please, please feel free to, if you want to right now, whip out your phone and like and follow my entrepreneurs who are on the line. If you want to go ahead, even the mentor, some of you are entrepreneurs, and drop your social media handle. Let's do that now. Let's blow up the chat with our social media handles so that everybody on here can like and follow each other. I think that's a huge piece of support, is getting connected and communicating with one another. Also, too, once you graduate from boot camp, we do have also what's called the Bamboo Club. I know some of the folks who run Bamboo Club are on here, like Patrick. And so it's a really cool opportunity. Once you do graduate, we have social media connection with other entrepreneurs through that program as well. And I see it, all right, I see folks flowing in with their IG tags. So feel free to like and follow each other, and including our MMFI. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. It's a really great newsletter. It's super informative. It also keeps you up to date on what's happening with other entrepreneurs. So we have folks who will send us like grand opening information. If there's going to be quite a few entrepreneurs in the community at maybe like a pop-up shop or a festival during the summer, we try to put that in there. So thank you to Sarah and the team for all the hard work that goes into putting out those stories and creating this content, because it's really great. It's a good tool to keep informed with what's happening with entrepreneurs in our program period, and also what resources are available. I know for all of you entrepreneurs out there, there is a tax, how to file your taxes as a business owner, a workshop coming up that all of the entrepreneurs are invited to. It's usually for our Thrive folks, but everybody in the class is welcome to go to that. And please remember to mark your calendars. We do have retrospective number 2 on Wednesday, March 9th. And then graduation will be virtual on April 7th. And so it's the same time, same place, 5:30 Mountain Standard Time, same Zoom link. That's not going to change. All right, so rules to retro. Just so you know, tonight we're going to be talking about, like I said a little bit earlier, marketing and operations. For those of you new to retro, and for the entrepreneurs that are on here, for the first time doing this, this is just a good way for us to do a check-in, for you to get a fresh set of eyes and ears on what it is that you've been working on. It's a great opportunity to practice presenting in front of a large group of folks, right? And getting some feedback. So I want you all to just know that the mentors that are on the line, they are going to be the ones filling out feedback. So if you're an entrepreneur, you do not need to fill out the feedback form. However, if you would like to support the other entrepreneurs, you can definitely make notes and send a private email to them. I know y'all have been connecting offline as well. So feel free to do that and support each other that way. But the feedback forms that we're going to be doing are just for our mentors. We've been looking at the big rocks of knowing the right message and right audience. What are your capital needs? We keep track of that throughout the program because sometimes those change and they shift as we grow with our businesses. Who's our target market? Who's our 4%? And then our operations cycle. Each entrepreneur has 8 slides. I noticed some of you snuck in a couple extra. That's okay, because you still have 6 minutes. So it is going to be great practice to see how that flow goes with if you have added more slides to your presentation. I will have a timer going, and I will lovingly interrupt you once your 6 minutes is up so you can wrap up. And I'm going to keep us going at a good pace just because there are 11 of us on the line presenting. If you need me to go to the next slide, I'm pretty good now at moving along, but if you need me to go to the next slide, just let me know and just say Sydney, next slide, and I will keep it moving. And then with our virtual format, entrepreneurs will present. I control the slides. Only mentors, like I said, and our MMFI staff need to fill out the scoring sheets. Veronica's on the line. Thank you, Veronica, so much for all of the support you provide me and all the entrepreneurs during these events. She will drop for me into the chat each entrepreneur's form. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I recommend just some bullet points, sharing, what went well, what you feel could be improved, just so that there's some feedback, and we'll keep it moving. Feedback is anonymous, and all scores and comments are shared afterwards. So it actually does get looked at. And then the forum, it's just, like I said, a chance to chat with an entrepreneur, provide some feedback in real time, some encouragement, share ideas, suggestions, find out what the entrepreneur is doing, dig deeper into their passion. So it's just a great chance to talk and network with each other. And without a further ado, just some ground rules, high level of positivity, honesty, constructive criticism, as I like to call it. Also, during the presentation, please make sure your mic is muted unless you're speaking. There's quite a few of us on here, so I want to make sure I said that. And what's at stake tonight is entrepreneurs have used this as an opportunity to earn up to $300 towards their launch loan eligibility. So This is just, once again, like I said, a check-in, and by checking in, you earn up to $300, which is pretty cool, pretty easy, straightforward. So our presentation order, as you all can see, we will have Jesus, aka Chucho, go first. Then we will have Irina, we will have Tara, Carrie, Kiana, we will have Melanie, Rebecca, Naisha, Tanika, Tyrone, and Ashley in that order. Yeah, I saw it, Jess, you said, pretty cool. Entrepreneurs will have their feedback. Someone asked, when will the feedback come in? Entrepreneurs will have their feedback by Monday. It usually takes us a day or two just to clean up the forum, and then I send those out to the whole team. So everyone, including the entrepreneur, will see those results for the team. And you all will be asked to discuss it, at your next meeting. Sometimes nothing comes out of it. It's like, oh, people thought it was great, or they suggested this, but that's not a good fit for my business. And sometimes folks get feedback and they're like, wow, I never even thought of that. So Veronica has dropped Chucho's feedback form into the chat. Feel free to go ahead and open that up, my mentors, and get that ready. Our MMFI staff, if you could go ahead and open that up, and we will get started. And Jesus, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, I'm going to start the timer whenever you start speaking. I already have your slides.
Great.
So, yep, there they are. So whenever you start, feel free to.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Chucho, and I'm the founder of Llama Money, an ethically sourced apparel brand that prints provocative yet tastefully informed social justice statement pieces on the most breathable t-shirts made from 100% organic Peruvian pimacine. I started Llama Money to be a tool to elevate and educate consumers about the various intersectional social justice movements currently being waged by frontline resistors and organizers. Why do this through a t-shirt company? Because to me, art form is platform, and I believe our brand's art form has a role to play in mobilizing the masses towards collective liberation. Now, I'm going to take you, I put this picture up first because of two things. One, I think that sex sells, and two, I found this after I was thinking about the verbs that I would like my community and this brand to do. And I agree with two of the three things up there. Elevate, educate, and liberate. Sydney, next slide, please. All right, there you go. Because to me, art form is platform. Now, I'm going to take you through a series of pictures, graphic political statements that I think speak for themselves. So as opposed to me talking them up, I'll give you 3 seconds to take them in each. Now, Sydney, you can stop there. Really quickly, if folks want to, for the next 30 seconds, shoot out some thoughts as to what came about for them, anything that was elicited.
Sadness.
Raw, I'm seeing some people in the chat. Pain. Pushing the comfort zone, emotion. Strong emotions. Right. And I think that the best art does exactly that, elicits emotion and makes one reconsider, think twice, agitates without saying anything really, and can be very powerful. This last one was a 1992 political graphic by the artist Rene Castro, and it communicates a lot with very little text. You can see a lot of anguish in Martin Luther King's Beyond Vietnam speech, and his words still ring today very powerfully. The greatest purveyor of violence in the world is my own government. Next slide, please. And so I'm going to take you through a few key points. Not going to read anything off the slide, but I think that a lot of artwork out there on graphic tees are sort of unoriginal, borderlining on corny. I hope to accomplish with Llama Money highly original, tastefully informed, provocative statement pieces, political art that could be worn. One of the two exciting things that I'm excited about is community participation via artwork submissions, and then local line. And this is to elevate local issues, state issues that are currently being fought around the country that don't get enough attention, although they deserve to get attention. My target market is really anyone that embraces the mentality, no one is free until we are all free. That, I think, is the current through all my customers, all of the people that this brand touches. Essentially, a disruptor, someone who's unapologetic and is willing and proudly able to say it bluntly, no matter who they may discomfort. Again, my 4 Ps, highly original, wearable political statements. Price range, ideally $50, available on all social media platforms, reiterating that art form is platform. Now, I mentioned my marketing action plan, 2 of my marketing action plan strategies earlier, but another one that I'm really excited about is recruiting non-traditional, underrepresented models. What I mean by that, if we have, let's say, if we're trying to raise awareness about farm worker issues or disabilities rights, maybe have some cross-intersectional representation about that issue. So, for example, if we're raising awareness about environmental justice, have a farm worker out there representing our work. If we're having trans issues raised, have a person with a disability model that art. Similarly, I want to bring underrepresented models like Black trans women and Indigenous Black models as well. My big rocks of who is going to accomplish this: myself, artists, and organizations that I collaborate with. I hope to contract with artists and organizations, and then the big things that I need to put in place are printing on demand fulfiller and a shipping partner. And I hope to just ship in the US for the first year.
And Chucho, time to start wrapping it up.
Great. This is my cycle of artist organization collaboration. I chopped up the micro steps in actually securing a contract with an artist or commissioning some artwork with an organization to raise their respective issue that they're working on. And then my price breakdown ranges between, next slide, $10,000 to $40,000 essentially. A lot of that going to the printing on demand and then marketing. And thank you for your time.
Awesome. Good work. Thank you
Great
so
job.
much. Yes, great work. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to kind of wrap up their thoughts on the form. I know this is going to move quickly. Yeah, you're getting some love in the chat. Irina, are you there?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, let's give it just a second for folks to kind of wrap up their thoughts for Chucho, and then we'll have you get started, okay?
Sounds good.
Perfect. I like your hair. Did you get a haircut?
Well, I just had it in a ponytail, so.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. It looks so good. I like it.
It's a special occasion today, okay?
Yes. Yes. You are ready. All right. So go ahead, everyone. Open up Irina's form. Veronica dropped it in the chat for us all. And we will get started. Let's give everybody just a second to open that up. I know this moves quick. I know. All right, Irina, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started, and I will lovingly, stop you when time runs out, and or if time runs out. And if you need me to advance the slides, just let me know. I'll try my best though to keep up.
Okay. Hi, my name is Irina. I am the founder of Cookies and Cakes, your healthy bakes destination. I specialize in gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, keto, or any other healthy dessert. I can create just about anything depending on what your preference is. I work with people that have food intolerances or health conditions, and or if they just want to improve their lifestyle a little bit. And I can accommodate just about any recipe out there. Next slide, please. As far as for my competitive market, so since I do reside in Parker, Colorado, I did a little bit of research, and there's about 8 bakeries that specialize in what I specialize in. However, I offer more options at this point, and every cake that I make is a custom cake. And I am the only one in Denver that I know of among the Russian-speaking community. So that's very exciting for me that I'm happy to offer and extend my services to the Russian-speaking community or any other community eventually. The threat right now that I see is as my clientele grows, that I may not be able to keep up with orders. So I definitely am looking into ways how to figure out a process of better accepting orders. Next slide, please. As far as for my target customer, so who is my 4%? Like I mentioned before, those who have special dietary needs, or those who are switching to a healthier lifestyle. Maybe they're trying to lose weight. Maybe they're just trying out a different diet in a sense to see how certain ingredients sit with their digestive system. So I can accommodate that. And I have several customers that have celiac, so I understand what it's like to have a specific need. And when it comes to safety, that's my #1 priority, to make sure that customers are not only they feel they have the peace of mind, but they also enjoy it and it looks presentable. Next slide, please. My 4 Ps. So for the product, of course, I have to use high quality ingredients all the time. The price is reasonable. I did a little bit of research in the area with regular bakeries and then also gluten-free bakeries. And my price point is within the normal or healthy range. I would say that it is affordable. I am located in Parker, but I also offer delivery service. And my promotion is social media, word of mouth, and events. And of course, my logo, it indicates, it speaks for itself. There's you can see on the t-shirt, I got a t-shirt. There is a cupcake, and it also has my contact information, my Facebook, my Instagram, and my email. So there's many ways of how to place an order or reach out to me. Next slide, please. For my marketing action plan, I definitely need to continue active advertising. Social media is a big part of my advertising because I post videos, I post before and after pictures, or just anything that would interest the customer, potential customer. Sometimes they want to see what goes in the cake, not necessarily to see the cake afterwards, because it kind of helps them understand how simple the recipes are. Networking also, so I try to talk to my friends, acquaintances, anywhere I go. It kind of gives me an opportunity to network and introduce my business. Next slide, please. And Operation Big Rocks. So I am the sole operator for my startup of Cookies and Cakes. What is needed, of course, more customers and a better system for order placement. Currently, I do everything from my home kitchen, and I am looking into expanding it into on a commercial level eventually. How do I do it? Time management, definitely time management, and upfront payment usually helps a lot too. Next slide, please. And what are the most crucial activities? Like I mentioned, better advertisement. Website, definitely, that's on my #1 priority, is to get some help or assistance with creating a website that will ease the kind of steps of ordering, and it will have a one-stop kind of a shop where they can see the menu, the pricing, and place the order and pick the dates and so on. And commercial kitchen in the future, yes. And for capital needs, right now, the most that's taking of everything is time. So time equals money. So while I'm learning about the nuances, while I'm learning about what to do, how to do the right way, the wrong way, all of them, and then of course costs of commercial insurance, costs of various farmers markets or other vendors, cost to advertise or print promotional items like t-shirts or anything else in the future. So I am also researching about maybe possible grants if they're out there, just to kind of help myself out and do it the best way possible. Next slide, please. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
Great work. And I love the
Great job.
pictures. I'm happy you had time for that because now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Yes, feel free to open up your cameras and point on the QR code. Thank you.
I just followed you on Instagram.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead. I'm going to give some time for folks to wrap up their survey. Next up, we have Tara. I do see you on the screen, Tara. Hi. Let's give everyone just another second.
No problem.
And Veronica's going to drop your scoring sheet, and I'm going to give everybody just one more minute and we will get started.
And I will throw my email in the chat for
Okay,
give me
perfect.
feedback myself. There you go. I don't know if I would have chosen to do cakes right before trauma, but you know, whatever. Maybe cakes after trauma.
Cakes after trauma.
That's all right.
Gotta say that's a little catchy too.
I was like, that literally could be a program, and I don't know, because I think everyone who participated in that program would gain 100 pounds.
We have
Unless Irina made it healthy
stuff in our
cake.
group.
Like a zucchini cake, cucumber stuff. I don't know.
I have a recipe for that.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Do you send to Ecuador is the question now. That's will you deliver to Ecuador?
All right. Are you ready? Okay, I'll lovingly stop you if you go over.
Not a problem.
All right, go ahead, take it.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tara Mastracchio. I'm the founder and CEO of Samai Trauma Recovery and Spiritual Development Retreat in La Merced, Ecuador. So our purpose is to bring exhale to those holding their breath. So what are they holding their breath from? Go ahead. Next slide. There we go. Trauma, the cost of trauma is exorbitant between the price and the life. The #1 cause of death between people between the age of 1 and 46. Next slide. And trauma affects 70% of adults in the US have experienced some type of traumatic event at least once in their life. That's 223.4 million people. That is quite a range of people. Next slide. So who is already, there we go. So who is attending to these people? There are various resorts and retreats and workshops and programs around the world and around the US. They kind of fit into two categories. So this is what they are. The categories are very sterile, very clinical, extremely expensive. And then you have kind of on the hippie side, very non-clinical, often plant-based medicine, still very expensive. I want to fill that gap. I want scientifically proven, but still unique and cost effective. That's what I'm going for. The people I'm aiming for, next please, are these. So we talked about the 70%. We talked about the 223 million people. Where I'm going to look at, where I'm going to direct my attention, at least initially, are women. They generally a little more receptive, age 30 to 50. They're already seeking kind of help. And why women and why that age? Because they have more disposable income, they have more disposable time, and they generally have a different type of self-awareness, that they're already open to this process and they already are seeing the effects of trauma in their life. Next, please. So what am I offering? This is what I'm looking at. My product is a unique, effective trauma recovery. I want to bring that exhale to people seeking. The price, $1,500 a week, all inclusive except for transport. The airfare is up to them. I don't want to talk about money when we get to the retreat. I want to talk about all of those things beforehand. The placement, it's unique experience with experienced practitioners with proven tools and skills. That's kind of like that bridging the gap. I do want the scientific base. I do not want the expense, which I do believe in Ecuador with all my research. That's something I can provide. What's the promotion? And here we go. You're not alone in experiencing trauma, as we've already evidenced. You don't have to be alone in recovering from it. Sometimes it takes leaving all you know to find who you are. Fortunately, I knew that quote. Oh, that's okay. You can go now. There we go. What's my action plan? My action plan is initially podcasts, whether I'm a guest in other people's podcasts, which I hear is a very needed thing, or if I start to host my own, if I really see that community. I'm going to do workshops and master classes. I'll bring practitioners in. I always believe in always support the people that are supporting you. Social media presence. I want people invested from the beginning. I want people to see the land and the buildings as they're being built and the programs and the practitioners. And I want the buzz, practitioners as they're coming on. Networking with mental health practitioners. That's twofold. For one, it's going to bring in those practitioners I'm looking for. And for two, it's going to give me an outlet to those clients, people that are already seeking solution, seeking some exhale. Also, local media outlets. This came up in a presentation we had the other day. I want to connect with local media because I want to inform them that this is out there. That services their clientele. Trauma is a hot topic. It is, we just talked about how abundant it is. People are kind of being open to it. People are seeing it. Anything from the tension and the disconnect you have with your own kids to school shootings. All of that is trauma. Next. So who's doing this? Well, me. Right now, that's what you got. So, by the way, the bottom is very applicable to me. Never take myself too seriously and enjoy the journey, no matter what. So we start out with, what am I doing? I'm partnering with practitioners. I need lawyers and accountants because I'm going to be opening this business in a foreign country. I am a resident there. I lived there for several years. I own the property I'm building on. I need the practitioners. I need them for marketing, and I need them for also finding clientele, which also helps, and the practitioners themselves. Where? La Merced, Ecuador is where I'm going to be. I need to raise the funds and build the campus. And I actually need rocks. So this is my little bit of humor. Literally, I also need the rocks. I need to actually build a campus. So next. Next. Are we okay? Operational cycle. I'll break this down. I need to create a virtual presence. This is going to be international, though my focus initially is the United States. I need social media presence. So I need the web page and the videos and the content and the virtual brochure. That's one of my first foci. From there, I need to network with the practitioners, with donors, and with clients. I want a concierge service for those clients. They have a person they can call for any question, from the initial contact to the info call, to the intake, to the follow-up, to the logistic calls, to any questions they have. They know who they can call. They know that person, they have a contact. I want that concierge throughout their experience. I have to build funds. I have to build buildings. I have to build the retreats. Then I have to conduct the retreats. While I'm conducting the retreats, I will still be engaging in activity 1, 2, 3, 4. That is going to be overreaching constantly. And then it's about the follow-up. I want that follow-up. It's important to me. From that follow-up, I will already be creating community. So I want community forums and community groups. I'll be doing coaching individually and with some, and also some of my practitioners will do coaching, and putting together future retreats. The next level retreats, the other issues retreats, the whatever the need, it will be needs based. My capital, next page. My funding sources are limited. It's my personal savings so far. I have paid for the architecture. We've designed and planned all the buildings. We are actually in permitting now in Ecuador. That's quite a process right now. The IT expenses, the Zoom page, all that. So that's coming from my personal savings and my coaching income, minimal class income, because people are invested if they pay a little bit. So the classes will cost $20, whatever. My focus is crowdsourcing. That's where this money is going to come from. And this money is $600,000. This is not a micro, this is a macro. And I'm looking at 600,000. And here's the thing, that's $50 from 12,000 people. That's doable. And what crowdsourcing is going to do for me is I'm going to send my message out there. I actually have somebody who's going to do a video for me. And when I send it out there, and I'm going to say, if you can send me $50, great. If not, send this to 10 other people. And that's how those numbers are going to start to grow for me. All right, next page. Excellent. So I'm Tara Mistracchio. This is Samai, Trauma Recovery and Spiritual Development Retreat in La Merced, Ecuador. I look forward to seeing you at the retreat and seeing you on my donor list. Thanks.
Great job. Good job, Tara. Great work.
Awesome.
And I'm going to give everybody a chance to wrap up their feedback. I apologize, Tara. My computer froze up right in the middle. So I was like, is it me or is it them or what is happening? So that's where I kind of blanked out for a second. But you did great work anyway. So good job. And on deck, we have Carrie. Carrie, I think I saw you. Yeah, there you are. Hi, Carrie. You look lovely. I like your, are you wearing pearls? Those look nice.
They're not pearls. Well, I guess some of them are. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I like that
Yes.
necklace. It's nice.
Thank you.
Well, we'll give everybody a second to wrap up, and then we'll have you start in just a moment, okay? And Veronica's going to drop into the chat, which I think she has already, the form. I wish like in between these times I could like have the music going. It's hard. It's too much to try to do that all. And if I was a good singer, I'd sing for you all, but y'all don't want to hear it. So. All right, Carrie, we're going to go ahead and have you get started. And just like I've said before, if you go over, I'll just lovingly stop you and say, hey, time to wrap up, okay?
Thank you. All right, so my name is Carrie Sill, and I am a co-founder of Co-Creation Enterprises, LLC. We are a creativity, production, and events company, really passionate to evolve humanity through experience and expression. So it's our collaboration with our muses and artists and our patrons that admits us to actually prioritize production over profit, and that really empowers our vision of influence. Because we know that by developing abilities, attributes, skills, and talents, one doesn't have to create at the rock bottom valley of darkness to be relevant. You get to create in the full benefit of, in the full power of your gifts. CCE is a home to birth creativity at its peak. So come evolve with us, and you can like us and look out for our future events everywhere at Co-Creation Enterprises, LLC. Next slide, please. Cool. We operate on future-based principles, so we really are kind of pioneers in our respective market because we honor all emotion and all failures as like mystic rites of evolution. However, you can kind of see us amongst all the other hundreds of artistic and creative events that are posted on our favorite social media promotional sites, essentially weekly. Our approach makes us different as that we like afford people the respect to like tap into their long overrated gifts. Really, what can a mathematician do or create with their passion for wine, crochet, and death metal? CCE really just wants to like fuck around and find out. So that's kind of our point. Next slide, please. We have two target markets actually, and those are our creatives as well as our patrons. And today we're going to talk about patrons because they really are the bread we spread our butter on, essentially. All souls have the power of creativity within them, but we really focus on the ones that are open to approaching the magic of creativity in a new light, essentially. Those that can see the different messages and undertones that we have in our collective works. You can switch slides, Sid. So here are a couple of examples of our past promotional flyers, like really going against the status quo and the grain, but like going towards our like strengths and for like elaborate colors and designs. That's essentially our beacon to like find others that can see what we see. So next slide. Here's some NFT art that we have on our non-fungible tokens, so essentially digital assets up on OpenSea and SoulSea. Our art really grows with you because like the longer you look at it, the more you'll see. And if you leave and come back and look at it, you'll actually realize that you kind of see more. So that's kind of how we do things. Next slide. As a production company, we really want to produce eclectic experiences. So we do music and poetry and cosplay and lingerie bashes, tarot. We really don't shy away from the shadows of life. We let our inner child out and play with them. So we currently raise our prices like per hour based on like kind of an hourly salary, essentially. And as we go, we'll travel outside of our immediate area. And because, you know, like when you make the world your home, like you kind of are at home in all of the world. So that's really our goal, to grow and expand. Next slide, please, Sydney. So our favorite way of promoting is person to person. We like going out and seeing other people kind of mirror our eccentric way of marketing. And we make it a point to go out and let them know that like we see you, and then follow it up with a business card. And if we have time, we also can do a Femcast, which is what we do is like small interviews and shout outs to gain both of us publicity for future events. And then we have the co-creation kickback, which is a 5 to 10% per ticket affiliate program for both our creatives and our patrons that provide ticket sales for us with their support. So next slide, Sydney. So our reach really isn't possible without me and Anthony Armstrong, our co-founders, as well as our creatives that we work with. The art apps and the MC gear and minting fees and marketing and stuff and transportation here and there, as well as finding events really is the foundation of things. But luckily our creativity can kind of expand and like be hosted in a plethora of ways. So we kind of just let the universe guide us in that. And that's kind of why our first order of operations is so important. Switch, Sydney. We have a wider range of ties in the community. So we have we use that to kind of dip into the different sectors and play around with the pairings of events, like who's where, to truly have like a diverse lineup of talent. And we pay our dues with all of our promotions and stuff, all the way from Eventbrite to like Twitter and TikTok. Find us there too. And then advertising in person as well as the kickback kind of helps us tap into the market outside of social media. Yeah, and then after a successful campaign, an inspiring event, we send out a satisfaction survey and introduce our new patrons to that 5% kickback for upcoming events. You can switch slides, please. And then, so a first time or one time kind of upgrade for our tech supplies in order to deliver the best in-person as well as digital experiences is our next step. So again, upgrading those apps and communication devices, stage equipment, all of those things. So 8,000 would be kind of an estimate to put on one event per month for the year to cover those expenses as well as the upgrades. Tickets really are, again, that bread and butter of it on our different sites. And then we use the rewards and the rewards of funds or exposure to really get our name out there, such as the book we publishing 21-day poetry thing that I'm in and things like that, because me and Anthony really fund it all ourselves right now. But we want to go ahead and thank RMM FI for their awesome loans and stuff that they hand out to us, because those will be utilized. And I guess if you switch to the next slide. And thank you. That's Co-Creation Enterprises, and we hope to get to play with you guys soon.
Awesome. Great work, Carrie. Good job.
What was my time at? I just want to know.
You were right at like 7 minutes. So
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you because right when the alarm went off, you were about to wrap up. So I was like, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was working on cutting down, but
no, you did good. If you would have kept going though, I would have like,
okay.
just so you know. And we have Kiana next. Kiana, are you there? I think I saw you earlier.
Hi, sorry about that.
Hey.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
No, thanks. I am going to give everybody a second just to wrap up their feedback, and we will get started with your presentation, Kiana.
Oh, do I get started with it now? Sorry.
Oh, give it just a second. Give it just a second.
Okay.
I'm trying to give everybody a minute. Okay, all right, go ahead. Whenever you'd like to get started, feel free to, and I am going to start the timer.
Okay. So hello everybody. My name is Kiana, and the name of my business is Natural Beauty. 3 will stand for the mind, body, and spirit. The soap company, it's the only soap company here in Denver, Colorado that offers high quality natural, vegan, feminine skincare hygiene products that creates healing for the mind, body, and soul. My mission is to create heaven on earth through my beautiful homemade soaps that will enhance the oppressed Black and Brown girls and women community who have experienced trauma, to help guide this population back towards learning self-love as a part of a stepping stone towards healing and overcoming their traumas, to breaking generational trauma. Natural 3 Beauty Soap Inc. provides hope, transformation, and spreads self-love awareness to be able to help this population thrive in their life with love in their hearts. Next slide, Cindy. Thank you. So what does my competitive market look like, and where do I fit? When I was doing some research looking into it so far, I don't see a lot of like Black women-owned soap companies here in Colorado that is serving an oppressed community. The potential direct competition that would be considered would be Lush, Spencer Sisters Company, Kimberly Beauty Soap Company, Rocky Mountain Market. And what I have noticed so far, the majority of the research I have done is that they provide like natural soap care that's low waste, vegan, high quality, cruelty free ingredients, healthy natural ingredients inside their soap product line. So it looks like right now, like the trend is just healthy care. I also do see other people specializing in like dessert type of, you know, design for their soaps. So I feel like with my soaps, that will help me stand out is because I would be, there's like a spiritual aspect, also being a Black woman, business owned for the soap product. And I'm also looking to like do different designs that will hopefully help me stand out. Next slide, Cindy. My target customer, doing some research and kind of looking into it. Like I'm looking for people who are minority women, ages between 18 years old and 50. They're mission driven, spiritual healers, professional students in the Colorado metro area. I also too wanted to expand my 4% out to those who are diverse or like who do support the mission, to give it more of a diverse offering to everyone who wants to help improve this community. Next slide. Here for the 4Ps in messaging, my product that I'm providing is soaps. My soap is a feminine skincare hygiene product that has a healing spiritual element focused on loving our minds, body, and spirit. I will be incorporating like floral designs, adding crystals, color symbolizations, and essential oils into my product. The goal is for this product is to spread love awareness within ourselves and to spread to others who are underserved. I thought maybe to start pricing my, soap product between $5 and $11. Places that I could potentially sell my soaps is through Etsy shop, Amazon website, Instagram, retail stores. Also to like farmers market or festivals. I might mention that later on in the slides. Promotions here, like I have some several promotions here in the bottom, as you guys can see, but one of my thoughts was like maybe doing something like change starts with us, buy two and give one to help support this community. So the goal is people to buy the product and then I could be able to create like a care package to be able to give to people who are in need for this product line. Marketing action plan. I think I mentioned this already a little bit, but there's some branding. I feel like developing my branding more will help me be more recognizable in the crowded market. Soaps are really like trending right now during this time. So it'll be really like just helpful for me to narrow down my branding more. I think also networking is going to be helpful in providing samples so I can like spread word of mouth. Maybe there are also other soap stores or, people influenced that I could like potentially partner with. There's, as I mentioned before, farmers market, festival events. I could really see myself presenting my product there. And there's retail stores. There's this really cool retail store that I found in Golden, Colorado, and it's called Earth Sweet Botanicals. They sell like a very like it's just a very like cool vibe there, just selling like different healing things like crystal candles, bath bombs. So I could see myself like going there to sell my soap product. And again, I believe that social media, of course, creating a website, still in the process of doing that. But the Instagram, I think, will provide like getting more of my name out there, because I see a lot of people who already have a soap business. Looks like they have a lot of success on Instagram. So something I could look into.
Thank you. And Kiana, I just wanted to tell you it's time to start wrapping up.
Okay, awesome. So just going through Operation Bitrocks, I think that practicing and making a product and honing down the soap recipe is going to be really important. So finding this through like YouTube is where I can find a lot of people making soaps. Developing the key branding is really important for me to get this more going, and writing my business plan and doing the legal work. I feel like right now I do currently wear all the hats as far as making the soaps and just getting the business up and going. However, I do have a friend who is investing, like buying the candle products to help me put it together. And then what is marketing strategies and soap supplies is something that I need to figure out more. But basically all of this is going to be home base. Next slide. And this is kind of going more in detail of what this looks like. I'm just planning the soap making business, forming a soap making business into a legal entity, just getting all this business things together, I'm sure, as you guys know of. So these are the things I'm still am trying to set up and do so I can get this up and going. And this is my operations cycle. Marketing, partnership with organization, nonprofits, social services department to get connected with those in need of this product. I am a social worker, so I think like being able to have this access to this community can be very helpful to provide a list of people to give this product to. Buying the soap supplies is initial and prep and master recipe in the product. I thought about starting off with 3 batches per weekend, but that could change, just depends on the demand as well. And packaging the product before shipping out. And then next slide. These are the capital needs. I know I'm running out of time, but the estimate for all of the operations here is going to be between 2,500 to 3,000 to get me going. And our MMFI loans can help with this. And as well as I mentioned, I have a friend who's investing, and I also have my own income to get the product going. So I think there's one more slide left. All right, thank you.
Awesome, good work. And I love this picture of you, by the way. This is great. Good work.
Thank you. My the place I work at, the law firm, took a picture. So
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just perfect with the coloring. So
yeah, I really like it. Well,
thank
great
you.
job. Awesome. Okay, so everybody go ahead and finish up Kiana's survey, and then we will start with our next presenter. So let's see who's on deck next. Come on, computer, you can do it. Melanie. And Melanie, I know you are there. So give me just a second. We're going to let some folks finish up Kiana's survey, and then we'll have you start. All right. So we are going to have Melanie start. Veronica dropped into the chat Melanie's survey or I'm mixing up my words, mincing my words, survey, the form, you know what I mean? You've done 10 of them so far. And we will go ahead and let Melanie get started. So Melanie, feel free to get started and I will put the timer on and lovingly stop you if you go over.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie, and I provide a mobile notary service for the state of Colorado. I'm looking to connect with individuals, nonprofits, government agencies, business owners, and property owners, pretty much anyone who has a document that requires a notary. I would say the most valuable thing about my service is that I'm 24/7 and cost effective. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So per my Google research, there are approximately 84,000 notaries in Colorado, if not more by now. That's a whole lot of notaries. But when you do a Google research for the 10-mile radius that you're near, there's probably only about 15 notaries available. So yes, there are a lot of notaries out there. There are a lot of notaries that do what I do as far as traveling up to 75 miles and being 24/7, but there are not a lot of notaries as you narrow down to about 10, maybe even 15 miles from your neighborhood. And where I fit in, the benefit is that once you do those filters, I'm probably on that top 10 list. Next slide, please. My target customers are families, business owners, property owners, and government agencies and nonprofits, as I mentioned before. And that's mainly because, again, this service is for anyone. I don't have a 4% necessarily because anyone in the world can need a notary at any time. And then I also listed on my PowerPoint the different things that I can notarize. I'm not a loan signing agent, which I do want to become one day because that's just more revenue. Next slide, please. Please forgive me, but I need to shut off my video for a moment. However, I will continue my presentation. So my message is one stamp or more. I'm here to get the job done. I'm flexible to meet my signers' needs. That's also what makes my services valuable. And then my prices, like I said, are cost effective, and that's just what I want to get across to people per my marketing. Next slide, please. So here is my marketing action plan. So referrals are always great. That's where a lot of my clients come, or my signers come from. Also through notary platforms, I get a lot of signers through there, but a lot of the notary platforms you have to pay for, but some you don't, but yeah. And then Google and Nextdoor and Yelp, I wanna put ads up there. It's okay. But also those ads cost. However, my Nextdoor is currently pending. My Yelp has been approved, so you can find me on Yelp. You can also find me on Canly. I have that up and running. And you can also find me on Facebook under Task Complete as well. Next slide, please. Operation Big Rocks. I do all the work. Unless I'm going through a platform where they provide me the signers and the documentation that I have to print off, I have, please forgive me. I have to connect with the clients, or the signers. If it's a referral, I have to keep that contact. I have to make the schedule. I have to meet up with them, and I have to make sure they're straight. And I have to receive the payments on my own. So I have to also make sure I have the the apps, the various software that people may want to use to pay, be it Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. I have all of those. Yeah, and then I have to, if someone needs me to print documents, I have to go to Office Depot and print those documents myself. Of course, I'm charged to the signer after the fact, which is another value to my signers. I don't charge for my services until they're complete. That may change in the future as I grow and I do more work, but currently I cannot charge until the service is done. The operations cycle, it is so simple. Being a notary outside of maintaining your calendar is probably the biggest struggle. But you review the information when someone contacts you about a signing, you accept the job or you decline the job, and that's whether it's a referral or if it's through a notary platform, it's all the same. You either say, yes, I can do it, or no, I cannot. And then you contact the signer. Well, that's if it came through a referral platform. But you make your schedule, you go over the costs, and then you show up to the signer and you sign the documents. Like literally, like that is all we do. And you get paid and you say thank you and you hand your card off and you go about your day. Next slide, please. My capital needs currently are fairly low. These numbers are based off of my current signings, what I've done in the past couple of months, which is 2 to 5 signings a month minimum. And so it's not, this job won't require much until I'm ready to like lease an office space, like until my business grows to that point. So right now, I really just need a laser printer so I can print my own documents instead of paying Office Depot $50 to $60, especially when I'm doing a refinance because they have about 115 pages. Or charging a person $1 when they just want me to print off some letter they typed up, but they don't have a printer themselves, or they can't get to the library, or just some thing is going on. And they're like, can I email this to you and print it off for me? So I just charge $1 for a letter saying, yes, I grant permission for my grandmother to take custody of my kids, So right now my capital needs are definitely fairly low. The biggest thing will probably be outside of the laser printer are the various trainings and certifications that I could get to be able to do other notarizations that bring in more revenue. Next slide, please. Oh, that's it. I'm sorry, I don't have a last page, but that is my presentation. And thank you for listening and being a part of this. I'm sorry I had to turn my camera off, but I do appreciate your presence.
Yeah, thank you, Melanie. This was wonderful. This was great. So it was nice to see your capital needs too, because I know you've been doing this business for quite a while and you're ready to relaunch it. And so just keeps getting better and better every time you speak about it. So very excited for you. So thank you everyone for listening, and feel free to wrap up Melanie's feedback. And then we are going to move to Rebecca. Rebecca, I know you were here. Hi.
Hi.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hey, Rebecca.
How are you?
Good. Did you get a haircut? I feel like everybody got a haircut.
No, I got hair.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm like, everybody can change themselves for tonight. I love it. I love it. All right. So Rebecca's scoring form is in the chat. I'm going to give everybody just one more minute to wrap up Melanie's feedback. And then Rebecca, in a minute, feel free to get started whenever you're ready. I'll lovingly stop you if you go over.
All right. Oh man.
You got this. Shake it out. Yeah, shake out your arms. You got this.
Okay. All right. So, hi, I'm Rebecca, and I'm the co-owner, the housekeeper, the handy woman, the founder of It's in the Little Things, Handyman and House Cleaning Family, LLC. And actually, that name is available, and it's only $50. I was like, sweet. All right. So okay, I had a very limited amount of time to do this in. I'm just saying it out there real quick, everyone, because I had a very horrible whoosh. Okay, so you can go to the next slide, and that's my website. Actually, is in the making. My person, I'm actually my client. She is helping with that portion, just so that way she's paying me that way. So we're working it out. But yeah, you can go to the next one. And I do have a logo. It's just not. I couldn't find it, but it's cool. So okay, so there's 992 house cleaner companies in Colorado. But next part is there's 134 just in my area that are highly rated, and there's like I think there was like 27 just in Aurora, but none of them, no company is a handyman and a house cleaner. So I am a number one. Okay. But my mentor, Jesse, she found that there is a gentleman who is a handyman in Longmont who actually really made me like kind of trip out a little bit because his mission statement is almost like so like mine. It was like, whoa, but he doesn't offer cleaning. So, haha, I win. So my business is up and running. I work every day of my life, which is not a bad thing because I at least do what I am loving. So that is my benefit. My target is you. I mean, like actually, I have a whole like little pitch spiel, and it is like way better than I've ever had it. So I'm gonna kind of do it just because I mean that's really my I mean, if you got a home, if you got a box, I mean, you got a alleyway that you need to help getting a drainage dish somewhere else, I'll help you. Like or that's really how it is. But those are my main targets: is the retirees, homeowners, condo owners, flippers, and then just the average Joe. And everyone needs help sometimes. So my spiel is so I do a wide variety of services: house cleaning, organization, maintenance. I do egress windows. I do siding, drywall, painting, inside, interior and exterior. I do masonry work. I do tile, hardwood floor, plumbing, electricity, snow removal, and demolition is the funnest thing on the planet. And the only reason why I say that one like that one is because I offer 3 tiers to everything that I do. And that you can just skip that page. My brain wasn't working. Sorry, it happens. But so here we go. Marketing action plan is asking my current clients to fly signs in their front yard. Next door is awesome. There are where you have to pay a lot to do it, but then there's ones where you don't have to pay. So I don't pay anything because I'm cheap. Just kidding. But flyers, I use Canva. I like to design all my own stuff. Then I am a pro already at Home Depot and at Lowe's and at Ace Hardware. And Sherwin-Williams. So that's pretty cool. And those are all offered free for everyone if you ever need to know that. And then local business card displays. I've already put my card out everywhere and I talk all the time. So when I take a Lyft every day right now because I gave my car to my mother. And I've actually gotten 3 clients from my Lyft drivers. So just word of mouth, I mean, people are pretty surprising sometimes. You can go to the next one. So my big rocks was my husband's subcontractors employees because I have to have some of those because I can't be at 3 houses at one time. I wish I could. That'd be fun, but yeah. My absolute requirement to start my grow is I need to get a vehicle that is reliable. Like that is the number one. And that is just, yeah. And then insurance being bonded. And then my tools, really it's more maintenance of tools because I already have more tools than I know what to do with. Thank goodness he knows what to do with them. Cleaning supplies, I just have to, I mean, it's pretty simple, I guess, in my perspective anyway. And then my home is where I do my business. I would love to have a shop, and I call it a shop because as my 3 tiers that I offer in pricing, I do a teaching. So I would love for my clients to be able to come to my shop and be able to come and learn how to fix their stuff. Just so that way, you know, if they needed to at their friend's house and they're like, hey, my toilet's blowing, they can run in there right there like a pro and be like, bam, I did it. And they like, you know, save the day, which is always fun. You never know when things can go wrong, and that's the truth. And then that page is lovely. Sorry.
No. First off, Rebecca, don't apologize. You're doing wonderful with your presentation. Like, folks are loving it. I'm seeing so much love in the chat. And also, I wanted to let you know it's time to wrap up. So you're doing
right on. Excellent. Well, you know, that slide is, you know, really just number one, we just got to get a car, man, because once I do that, we're just super awesome. And capital needs, insurance bonding. I think the last time I checked, it was like $500 for 2 people. I was like, whoa. So, you know, but I know how to work around stuff, and I'm very handy at getting coupons. So that's really about it. Oh, well, working my butt off. Yeah, that's what I do every day. But yeah, I service 20 miles around Denver for free. So, you know, anywhere after 20 miles, like 10, $15 just so that way I can get there. But besides that, it's groovy.
awesome. Great work.
Thanks.
Good job. Great work. And everyone, please fill out the feedback survey. Rebecca, thank you so much. I love the fact that you can legitimately claim Colorado's first handyman and home cleaning service. I mean, if that's so not on your website.
Because you know what? Construction people, what's the one thing that you always hate when you deal with construction people or people who do stuff like that? They always leave my house such a mess.
Yep.
Okay, but not this lady.
You're like, I can fix it, and I actually clean up after myself. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's so awesome. It's fun.
Well, thank you so much. And we have Naisha next. Naisha, are you there?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I am here.
Awesome. Don't be sorry. Y'all stop saying sorry. I'm gonna have to send every entrepreneur this article. I can send it to mentors too if you'd like, about not apologizing. You all did nothing wrong. So let's save our sorries for when we mean it, when we really mean it.
Yeah. Let me know when you're ready for me to start.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
I know, sorry, that's the coach in me. I'm like, what are you mean sorry? And then I'm the main one that is always saying sorry to people too. So I literally have a flyer on my wall that says, stop apologizing. Okay, cool, Naisha. I'm gonna start the timer once you get started. And yeah, just you know, if I need to stop you, I'll let you know. I'll lovingly stop you, and go ahead and rock and roll. You're good to go.
Okay, so my name is Naisha Williams, and I'm the owner and creator of KJ. We specialize in making mindful products. We ensure that every customer has a unique and custom gemstone jewelry, flavorful herbal teas, and tinctures that nourish the body. Here at KJ, we work to provide a different outlook on physical and spiritual well-being. We can be found on Instagram and Facebook. And then the website, I do own the name, but I am still working on the website itself, so it's under construction. Next slide. So for me, my marketing environment looks a little different. Because I sell 3 kind of different products that all kind of go into one mindful product. So there's over 50 metaphysical and crystal stores in the Denver metro area. And a metaphysical store is a store that sells crystals, they sell herbs, they sell books, they sell tarot cards, anything that someone would have used for spiritual practices, they sell as well. There's over 30 healing and herbal stores in the Denver metro area as well. And healing centers can be a place where you can get Reiki healing done, where you can get energy healing done, things like that. And so where I step into the market is that all of my jewelry is made with real gemstones or crystals. So they all have a physical well-being to them. So not only do they look pretty, you actually get some health benefit from it as well. I do sell tinctures, and just real quick to let you guys know what tinctures are. It's in concentrated form of different herbs. So for one of them that I sell is elderberry. So I soak it in alcohol for 30 days, and the alcohol does pull out all of the nutrients out of the elderberry. So that way you can just take 2 droppers by mouth a day, and then you're good to go. And then I do make my tinctures the Caribbean way. So I make it with true island rum that comes from Barbados. Next slide. All right. And so my target market is those individuals who have a mindset on natural healing or look at things in a different way. So in unconventional ways. So anyone who's looking to hear their emotional, social, spiritual, or intellect, getting those things in balance and in order. Those is like part of my target market that I'm looking to capture. Anybody who shops at metaphysical stores, crystal stores, herbal stores, healing centers, and also botanicas, which is like a Spanish version of a metaphysical store. So as like I said, my 4% is those people who have a mindset on natural healing. Next slide. So okay, so the products that I sell handmade jewelry. So all of my crystals and stones are real stones. There's a lot of fake stones that you can buy out there on the market. So if you buy stuff on Instagram or places like that, sometimes you have to be careful that they're real stones. All my teas are all organic. Same thing with the tinctures, everything is all organic. As far as my pricing, I'm right on target. I'm in the middle of the road as far as the products that I sell. I sell majority of my products at vending shows, trader shows, online, Instagram, Facebook, and then my main promotion is that I make mindful products for mindful people. Next slide. Far as my actioning marketing plan, I do post and make sales off of Facebook and Instagram. I do give out tea samples for potential customers. So if you like me or follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I give you a sample tea that I have. And then I also give out discount cards to returning customers as well. Next slide. So the big rocks of who I am and who does most of the work, it's me. Um, I do volunteer my children to help me. And then I also have a cousin that helps me with my social media who lives in California as well. So what I would really need to kind of continue to keep my business flourishing is, of course, beads, stones, beading material, packaging supplies, and also for the marketing. And again, I sell on social media outlets, online, vending events, and then I also do sell wholesale to some local stores in Colorado and also Colorado Springs. Next slide. So far as like the operating cycle, when I buy the beads, I cleanse the beads, which kind of sets me apart from everyone else. And cleansing beads is basically getting all of the energies off of the stones. So that way, when I get them to you, they're already with good energies and good vibes. So cleansing stone kind of is smudging them with either frankincense and myrrh, or Palo Santos is what I use to cleanse. So I create the piece, I take pictures, package them, get them ready for shows. And then I go to the trade shows and then I display them there, then sell them and start the process all over again. Next slide. So what I did here is I took a look at what would it take for me to run the business for the year. So of course, buying stones and beads, herbs, vending supplies, vending fees, because when you go to shows, you do pay a vending fee for a majority of them. And then also because my little Jetta, it gets packed up to the brim. So it's time for me to get a bigger vehicle and then work on my marketing. A majority of how I plan on paying for some of this or is through revenues from sales, grants, our MMFI loan, and also personal investment. Next page. So thank you guys. I enjoyed. Hopefully, if you ever have any bead needs, sew needs, give me a holler.
Woo! Great work, Naisha. You did so great.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
I was trying to stay under 6 minutes.
Actually, you hit it like right at 6 minutes. So you got it. Good work. Awesome. And I think up next we have Tanika. Tanika, are you there? Yes, you are. Okay. Hello.
Hiyo.
Hey. I am going to give everybody just a second to wrap up Naisha's feedback form, and then we will get started with Tanika. Tanika, how's your day been?
My day has been amazing.
Good.
Actually, a lot of good news coming down for queenship. So,
oh, good.
Excited to be here tonight with all your lovely faces. I had my screen off per usual because I was stuffing my face.
Oh, that's okay. If you ask the staff with our MMFI, 50% of my meetings involve food going into my mouth. So you're totally cool. Like, especially if it's midday.
It got to that point. I was trying to just stay here and stay focused, but my body was no, ma'am.
All right, perfect. So everybody, Veronica dropped into the chat. The form. Oh, someone's coming in. Okay, they must have dropped out. And they're getting back in. Okay, so Tanika's form is in the chat. Veronica, could you post that one more time? I think someone had to get back in, just so that they could pull it up. And perfect, thank you. And we will go ahead and get started. Tanika, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started. If you go over, I will lovingly stop you.
Okay, perfect. So good evening, everyone. Thank you all again for being here. You could have chosen to do anything else tonight, and you chose to devote your time to be mentors and coaches to all of us. So thank you for that. My name is Tanika Ship. I'm the CEO and founder of Queenship, where our goal is empowering all young women to show up as the queens they are. This is an educational services program, and we work with middle and high schools. What we do is we push into schools and work with students with a culturally relevant curriculum around identity development, self-esteem, self-advocacy, and self-efficacy. You can go to the next slide, Sid. So when exploring the market environment as it relates to queenship, I was able to look at other organizations that offer similar services like Girls Inc., Star Girls, the Boys and Girls Club. But if you look to the right of my slide, you see where I'm highlighting mentorship. That is one of the places where queenship will fulfill a gap in the market as it relates to, we target LGBTQ+ students. Our program offers this 3-tier mentorship program where our high school students will receive an adult mentor and our middle school students will receive a high school mentor. And also these will be feeder schools. The middle school students will feed into the high school. One other thing that sets us apart is we are in-school services. We are not an after-school program. Students will receive an elective credit for our class. And studies show that there's a 15% decrease students leaving schools before graduation if they have a non-parent trusted adult mentor. So next slide, Sydney. So my target customer are schools that are in the Denver Metro and Aurora area. So Denver Public Schools, KIPP has a network of 6 or 7 schools. Strive Prep has a network of schools, Aurora Public Schools, and the Cherry Creek School System. So these are my ideal customers. Just to the right here, I just wanted to put in a slide that highlights some of the student testimonials of students who have gone through the Queenship program. I'm gonna just read one for you. It said, "This resonates with me because now I say positive things and confident words to myself every morning instead of saying negative words. And I've seen a difference in myself and my self-esteem and my confidence." This is a quote from a 10th grade student at a high school I've worked with. Next slide. All right, so our 4Ps, product, educational services targeted towards girls 6th through 12th grade. The average price for the service is $15,000 per semester, $30,000 per school year. Placement, I'll be at middle and high schools. So the promotion of my program really is word of mouth. We do surveys, and we use those programmatic outcomes to show school partners the benefit of our programming. The testimonials like the one we just saw, and every week on our Queenship IG, we highlight mentors who signed up for our program. And our hashtag is transforming lives forever, which is one thing that I aim to do. Next slide. Sorry. My phone started ringing, which is connected to my iPad. Okay, marketing action plan. So mine's a little different from everyone else's because I have such a targeted market. So what I do is I use hot leads, email introductions to principals, school admin staff, using mutual people that I may know in the school building. I use warm leads, which I could use someone in a colleague's name that may connect us. Or even a parent who knows of my program. And sometimes I just use cold leads. I track all of this using Pipedrive so that I can make sure that I'm doing follow-up to get in contact with the right people. This picture that you see is from one of my overviews that I send to school partners. So we could go to the next slide. So this slide just highlights statements that are pulled from reports focused on why programs like Queenship are important to marginalized students. And you can go to the next one, the operation cycle. So our big rocks, getting those sustainable school partnership contracts, whether it's a semester or a school year. My what, and that's making sure that I have all of my printed materials and curriculum for students when I'm pushing into buildings, and where I am the person, the who that pushes into the buildings 3 to 5 hours a week. And we can go to the next one. So operation cycle. So the first thing I do is use those leads to create those school partnerships. The next thing I do is get the school partner to sign an independent contract agreement with me. The next thing we do, because I am the only person pushing in and teaching the classes, is schedule those around my schedule. We start to implement the class and the programs. Schools are billed monthly. Then students will receive pre and post surveys. So once those surveys are in, I work with the admin to review the growth that we see with students who are in our program versus students who aren't. And then we take that to renew our contract. And then we start that cycle all over again. Thanks, Sid. So the capital need, because this is my primary source of income, is salary. And that's not only for myself, but the future hiring of a part-time individual, marketing, technology, T&E, cultural immersive experiences, which is just a fancy word for a night field trip, mileage reimbursement for myself and my staff. The funding sources that we're going to use to fund Queenship, there's a fee-for-service model, as you saw, for our program, and we will be seeking foundation grants, city grants, and some loans as well. And we could go to the next slide. And so that's me. I am Queenship, empowering all young women. And please follow me on Instagram. And if you know of any schools who need programming that are specifically targeted towards girls, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you all.
Yes, great work, Tanika. Good job. That was awesome. I love it. Everybody's done really great work so far. And I know we have 2 more entrepreneurs. that are going to present. So with that being said, I'm going to give everybody a second to finish up Tanica's form. I recognize that we've been going for an hour. So if anybody, I'm going to take 5 minutes. I know we're going to try to wrap up at 7:30. We might run a little over, maybe by 10 minutes, but please run to the restroom if you need to. Like, I want to acknowledge that. If you need to stand up because you've been sitting for an hour, like stand up, just so we can give our last 2 presenters all of the attention. I really like you, Todd.
No.
No?
Stop. No.
Eric? Okay, well, I don't like Eric anymore. Todd I like, though. He at least was jamming with me. Eric said no, not today.
Not ever. No
Not
baby
ever?
shirt.
Oh,
No baby shirt.
no.
No.
I knew it. I told y'all didn't want me to sing. I like singing. That doesn't mean I'm good at it. No, I'm going to put on a song just for a second. When you hear it stop, that's when it's time to come back. So I will have us come back right at 7:20. I know I want to give these last 2 presenters all of the attention. So we will start at 7:20.
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy all of the things.
Wait, before Tyrone goes, I have a really important question about whether or not I am about to watch a presentation of a moving company at the same time as I have just gone under contract for a house. Because that would be really convenient for me personally.
I mean, like, Tyrone, you want to answer that?
No.
I was so hopeful. There's like a truck on it.
Yeah, no, not a moving company.
However, we do have some students that have started moving companies that we can provide you with their information.
You know, Sydney, that would be really delightful in 6 to 8 weeks when I need one of those.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't like moving.
That goes for everyone, by the way. If you ever need any services, personally, professionally, you know, on the website for our MMFI, there is a nice directory. And plus, reach out to myself, Veronica, someone on staff, and we will help you get connected with entrepreneurs that do. I'm sure we have someone that does almost, I'll say almost everything. There are a few restrictions that we have, but yeah.
But I feel Tyrone, I don't like moving either. That's why I'm trying to hire other people for it immediately.
You're like, that's the whole reason why I asked if you do it, because I hate it.
Right. I know. I'm already going to pay Rebecca to clean my house when I move out. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All right, we'll get started in a minute. Tyrone, you'll get to finish your, I don't know what you're having, a sandwich?
Huh?
You'll get to finish your sandwich. You have a minute.
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry. I've been hungry all day.
I tell y'all, eat. Don't. Please.
Well, today was a crazy day, and I barely even got this done. I barely got this done right 30 minutes before class.
Oh, well, you got it done.
Yeah, my day.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like, here, lady, have this. And last but not least, grants about it ain't last wish. It's been a couple months that I've been single, so you can call me Travis Claus, minus the ho-ho. Get it? I probably visit with Katrina here, and damn sure do a lot more than FEMA did. Yeah, can't forget about me, stupid. Everywhere I go, I'ma have my own theme music. Every time I close my eyes. What you see? What you see?
All right, so we are going to get started. Let me pause the tune. And, oh man, where did my music go? It doesn't want to start. Bruno, stop. Okay, we're done. All right, Tyrone, you are up. You ready?
Hell no. Yeah, I'm ready.
You got this. Shake it off. Like I told Rebecca, shake off the nerves. You got this. Go ahead and get started whenever you're ready. And if you go over, I will lovingly stop you.
All right, cool. I work good under pressure. I really do. All right, here we go. My name is Tyrone Hill, and I'm the proud owner of Tides Logistics. We are a growing transportation company. We are a growing transportation business that specializes in delivering freight and loads from major distribution centers to predetermined locations. As an owner and operator of Tides Logistics, I take great pride in providing a timely and reliable service with safety top of mind. I can assure the highest level of performance, including compliance with safety and DOT numbers, also insurance. Now, with that said, I want to get into my competitive market. My competitive market is filled with automated customer service and high rates. What I bring to the table is a timely and reliable service, same-day response, and reasonable rates. My target customers are, well, my 4% target customers are Amazon, warehouses, distribution centers, and also as a kind of messed up, but as a platform to launch my business, I focus on the ideal 4% customers, and that is warehouse workers, warehouse, Amazon, distribution centers. I kind of messed up. When it comes to my 4 Ps, the right message for my customer is pretty much my product that I offer, which is a freight delivery service. My prices depend on the size of the load and the mileage from the distance. Damn it, I'm messing up right now. I'm starting to do this. Hold on.
You're okay. Take a breath. It's totally okay. Literally just regroup, take a breath, and then start over with the 4 Ps.
Okay. My target message, my right message for my customers is what I do, my product. I'm a freight deliverer. My prices depends on the size of loads, per mileage, and the destination. And the placement will be Indeed, Amazon, warehouses, distribution centers, post office, etc. My promotion message is timely and reliable with safety top of mind. Next slide. My low-cost marketing plan consists of referrals, business card with QR codes, self-solicitation, and website promotion. And the person that's going to be doing all this will be me. What I would need is a 26-foot truck, insurance, DOT numbers, and the proper license. Where would this happen? Where would this take place? It'll take place in the surrounding Denver areas. My operational cycle will be, first, I gotta buy a truck. Second, I will have to get insurance. Third, I will have to prepare, I will have to get the proper license. Fourth would be, I will have to get the USD numbers. Fifth would be, I have to buy straps and floor jacks. The seventh thing would be, I will have to arrive at location. Oh, I take that back. Number 6 would be accept load from dashboard. Sorry about that. Number 7 would be arrive at location and accept paperwork. Number 8 would be load truck and go deliver load. And there's gonna be a number 9 up in there. I forgot to put it, and that will be accept my payment and move on from there. Next slide. The capital that's needed would be truck maintenance, 60,000. DOT number, 300. Insurance, 10,000. Advertising, 1,000. And the funding source would be loans and grant, savings, loans and grants, grants. Total price, 71,000. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you guys for sitting here, listening to me ramble. I'm sorry that I didn't have time to prepare for this due to the fact that I had a rough day today dealing with some clients, but thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tyrone. Thank you. And listen, you did great. sometimes that happens. Life happens, okay? And so you're doing important work in the community, and I know things pop up. So you showed up, and that's what matters.
Oh yeah, things did pop
You're
up.
here. I'm sure. I know who you work with. I know.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
So we are going to have Ashley go next. Last but not least. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I like your hair like that.
Thank you. You keep
Yeah.
on saying that our hair is different, but really it's just down and not in
Well,
ponytails or
oh,
buns.
okay. Well, maybe y'all got dressed up today. I'm slacking. That's the problem. You all look great. Okay, so I am going to, I think Veronica put into the chat Ashley's form. Ashley, let's give just a second for everyone to finish up Tyrone's feedback. Just so you all know, we probably are going to run, I would say 15 minutes over, just so that there is a little bit of time for breakouts. So if that's okay, please plan on that. If not, if you do have to go, please stay until Ashley is done presenting at the very least. And then you could log off if you need to right away. But I just wanted to share that. Let's give Ashley all of our respect and attention. And Ashley, when you're ready, go ahead and start. And I am starting the timer.
Awesome. Thanks, Sydney. First of all, I just wanted to say hi. My name is Ashley Koshans. I am the founder of what I usually call Koshans Consulting, but I'm experimenting with something today. Vavim Marketing is a brand name that I came up with this week. So I would love feedback on it. It's new to me and it's new to all of the entrepreneurs on this call. If you're currently filling out a feedback form, please tell me your gut reactions to the word Vavim, because it's new to me. So I'd love to hear what you have to say. Next slide, Sid. The market environment. Could you go back one? Yeah, cool. So Vavim Marketing does specifically search engine optimization. A lot of people make that an acronym called SEO. What that means is that I help people show up higher in search, like Google, for example. It has a lot to do with website optimization or web design and some copywriting. The market environment is a high demand, high supply industry. Everybody needs digital marketing, and also everybody and their mother is selling digital marketing. So there's lots of people to compete with here. Search engine optimization specifically is really easy for clients to get lost in because it's highly technical. So that's where I come in. Next slide, please, Sydney. My target customer, I built a buyer persona for. So I specialize in nonprofits and other social enterprises that have a purpose. But specifically in the nonprofit world, my target customer is new to digital marketing. They're really dizzied by this experience. They've probably recently forced their operations online due to COVID. And so they're just trying to get their feet wet with this really new system, and using my team and my resources to try to connect with more people. Next slide. The 4 Ps of messaging, specifically for the nonprofit client, I offer all sorts of website optimization work. So that includes content management. It includes really technical SEO. It includes systems integration with maybe an email marketing or maybe a social media so that they can bring that stuff into their website. The price is $75 per billable hour. That represents a huge increase for me and for my nonprofit clients that I'm currently working with. There's a really limited budget, so I offer a 15% discount on monthly ongoing engagements for nonprofits. Placement, I'm only open to current clients and word of mouth referrals on a case-by-case basis. And promotion, the tagline that I'm using is that Vavim Marketing is passionate about your business and about connecting your cause with a bigger audience. We use digital marketing solutions to amplify your message and save you money and time. Next slide, please. Marketing action plan. So I have an interesting challenge, and it's a great problem to have, but my problem is that I have too many client referrals and not enough resources to be able to fulfill their requests. So my strategy here isn't just to get more leads, it's to raise my revenue to, I said $100,000. Let's see if I get there, while keeping my work hours at 35 per week. In order to do that, I want to collect and publish resources about grants that fund marketing for nonprofits. A lot of nonprofits struggle to find grants that fund their operations internally. And so that I want to find that for those clients. I'd also like to make the time to connect with leads that I haven't had the chance to connect with because they sent me an email and I couldn't respond. I was too busy. In order to do that, I want to create a low overhead product that I can use as a lead generator. Doesn't require too much time on my end, but can keep my leads engaged. And I'd like to unify all of my inbound marketing, my email address, my website under one brand name. It looks like in the chat, maybe it's Vavim. We'll see how everybody feels about it. But next slide, please. The big rocks. Okay, so who does all of the work? Me, primarily. I'm starting to outsource bit by bit to developers, graphic designers, and copywriters. What? Pure SEO usually, but that always means some other stuff too, like UX, UI, user experience design, user interface design, and systems integration. Where I do my work is 100% online. I can get lots of referrals in Denver local businesses, but I'm open to all businesses as long as they have access to the internet. Next slide, please. This operation cycle is kind of a lot. There's a lot of information on one slide, but what I do is cyclical. So I start with a discovery call always. I understand the client's needs just by listening to them first. That's where I like to distinguish myself is I don't have a set model that I'll outroll to everybody. I always want the client to lead the work so that I am really getting at the heart of what they need. That said, after the discovery call, I'll run a standardized website audit so I know what their key performance indicators are and what their key performance indicators of the competition in their space are. I make it a priority to debrief all of the research that I've done with the client so that they understand what the KPIs, what the key performance indicators are, and that we can collaborate on the recommended action items as a result of that. Then I'll write out a custom project proposal. This is, again, really customized to what the client and I agreed on in the discovery call. I'll do the project, which means optimizing either with developers that I have in my network or with graphic designers, copywriters, or sometimes it just requires internal training of their team so that they can understand how to use their website to the best of their abilities. After I complete the project, I always do a performance report, and I'm usually presenting positive metrics back to people because I've set them up for success already before the project even started. My next activity is the future project proposal. If we finished the first project successfully, there's generally going to be about 3 or 4 different needs that they have. So this is where I would upsell, cross-sell, or however you want to say it, just engage more deeply with the client I'm working with. After I've done that, I always try to ask for a testimonial so that I can put it on my website and distribute it to other people in hopes of a referral. Next slide, please. My capital needs are pretty low. It's an online service-oriented business, so I don't have a brick and mortar. I never want a brick and mortar, but I do need an internet connection. I need a computer. I run my business from my home, so rent is a business expense as well. And I've also got a network of subcontractors that I'd like to pay as well as their worth. Last year, that all came out to about $25,000. So we'll see what happens this year, but $25,000 is about what it takes me to operate my business. It's all self-funded for my own resources and my own time. So I would love the opportunity to offload some of that because I work too much and I want to find a little bit more balance. Sydney, what time am I at? Do I have any extra time? No. Okay.
Sorry, I had to find I was like, where's the unmute? No, you just ran out of time.
Cool. Then I'm glad I got through everything. Thank you so much for your attention. I know it's late at night, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Round of applause. And if we could all come off mute, turn on our cameras and give everyone a round of applause. Ashley, you did great. I really like how you actually asked people to
Great
put
job.
feedback on your name. Awesome. Thank you so much. So, like I said, I still want us to try to get maybe 15 minutes of some networking in. If you can stay, please do. Thank you so much, everyone who did stay. I don't know, Susan, who that is, but hi to whoever that was.
That was my son.
Hi, son. Yeah, welcome. But yeah, if you can stay, please do. And we will do breakout rooms to just do a little bit of networking for 15 minutes. And then after that, you automatically will leave. But other than that, thank you everyone so much for the feedback. We'll be getting this to the entrepreneurs and their teams. And this was very helpful for you filling out that information. And have fun networking. I'm going to open up the rooms and they'll automatically close out the rest of the evening. So bye, everyone.